Okay, so this whole situation kind of has very little to do with reading or writing, I guess writing emails, but my threads has been completely overtaken by this whole dramatic situation, which is pretty wild. And I do think, there is kind of overlap between the book community and this community in terms of like fan products and what have you. But today we're going to be talking about the sticker community. My name is Taylor Rose, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything reading and writing. Personally, I've never been a huge fan of stickers because once you put them on something, you can't move them. And that's just like, I can't commit to that level. I did previously actually use a lot of stickers on like a laptop cover and my old iPad, the cover for that. But they were all stickers specifically from going to movies because in Japan they sell tons of like merch for every movie coming out essentially. So we'd go to the movie theater, I'd buy a sticker for whatever we were seeing and then put it on my stuff. But other than that brief window of time, I really haven't used stickers, and like I kind of regret it because now I don't have that laptop. I don't have that iPad. Those cases are just gone in the wind with all those stickers, but I have memories, I guess. Anyways, otherwise, the sticker community is pretty big. I feel like you can't go 2 steps on the internet without running into someone who sells stickers. They're all over Etsy. They'll have their own Shopify sites. Many of them do make their own stickers. They make all the art. They print them at home. They cut them out at home. They mail them from their house. But also people do print on demand type stickers. They generally kind of build off of phenomenons on the internet. So like viral TikToks or funny memes that are going around. They'll also jump on the IP for popular shows and movies and stuff, which, kind of a gray area. Clearly, they aren't actually licensed to make that media, but a lot of people just ignore it because who wants to give money to Netflix? But then also you're putting your business at risk. So kind of a touchy subject. However, and we've seen this a lot in the bookish community, the petty marketing about how nobody buys my book that I worked so hard on, and people won't buy my book because gay penguins. That sort of thing. And definitely, I think the sticker community also falls into that trap. Probably any business community where people are trying to sell stuff, like you're going to see evidence of this. But one big example of what's been coming up a lot is this account, Rachel Doodles and More. She has been sharing abusive emails that she receives from random people through her like contact form on her website. You can see this post was from the beginning of October from an email, Nana Banana Jesus Lover 11358 at Hotmail, and then the abusive email. I don't even know what kind of demon glue you're sniffing to think these stickers are funny. Every one of them is an insult to God, America, and people with common sense. You think it's brave making fun of patriots online? It's not bravery. It's just plain sad. I printed out your website and showed it to my prayer group. Why am I using this accent? We all prayed over it and asked the Lord to open your eyes. My pastor said we should anoint our flagpoles and pray this filth off the internet, and I think he's right. I can't believe you live in this country and use your freedom to mock it. You are what's wrong with America today, that you don't even say the pledge or own a single real flag. Just to point out, like, owning a flag is a lot of work. Like, there are a lot of rules you're supposed to be following, and one thing to note, while I feel like some of these words were shortened to give it kind of like a colloquial type natural feeling, otherwise this email is really well spoken, which we're gonna get into. And then this other email where Rachel said, lost a customer today because my art supports big pharma. She said she's adding me to her local mom groups don't support list. Honestly, if I'm banned from the essential oil MLM crowd, I think that's a career milestone. So yes, Doodles and Sketches supports public health, if that's not abundantly clear. No at notsharingmyemail.com. This is probably the only email that I really think like, yeah, if a hater was going to fill out your contact form, that's probably what they would do instead of giving their actual email, Nana Banana Jesus Lover. But they said, hi there, Rachel. I just wanted to say, I used to absolutely adore your art and your message. I've bought from you in the past, and I even recommended your shop to my mama tribe. until I saw your post about vaccinations today. I can't even begin to tell you how disappointed I am. As a mother who believes in bodily autonomy, holistic healing, and natural immunity, I can't support someone who promotes injecting toxins and heavy metals into innocent children. I thought you stood for love, freedom, and awareness, not government control and big pharma propaganda. I've spent years detoxing my family, making homemade elderberry syrup, and following God's design for health. My kids haven't seen a doctor in 6 years, and they're thriving. We eat organic, we ground barefoot daily, and we use essential oils. And guess what? We don't get sick. I'm truly heartbroken, but I'll be letting my local mom group know about this. We have a list of businesses that support true wellness and ones that don't. And unfortunately, I'll be adding you to the don't list. I hope someday you wake up and stop trusting the system that wants to poison us all. Sending love and healing energy your way, but I can't support this anymore. Again, pretty well spoken. I just kind of think this is so bizarre, just like from the whole concept of they had to share this sticker business with mom groups. Like, at least in my experience, people are buying a sticker for themselves to put on something that they own to like show, I agree with this. This was funny to me, because it's like, why else would a mom group want to know about it? Like, it doesn't help your kids. It's not child development related. Like, maybe it's something for you, but for her to like associate this with like an anti-vax mom group, I think is kind of a leap. And so Rachel was like, yes, we support public health if that's not abundantly clear. Like, okay. And then another email from commie hater long chain of numbers at youstupid.rslur.net. Okay. That screams fake email. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that if someone was that mad, they would make the effort to put in a fake email like that. But this email said, I can't believe anyone would give money to a communist fascist art factory. My grandpa taught me better than to fund people who hate America and draw cartoons. What? You made me look at your garbage website for 5 whole minutes. You owe me $5 Venmo for the trauma and an apology on your knees. Remove anything that makes me feel less superior, or I'll tell everyone at the truck stop and the church bake sale to shut your site down. Okay, so this one definitely reads like it's a satire joke. No one would say that. No one would say that. No one would say that. This is like an interpretation of someone's hate-filled message. Like, this is what they're really saying, you know? Like that Key and Peele skit where he was translating for Obama. Like, that's what this is. But you'll see everyone in the comments at this point still thinks all of these emails are real. They full-heartedly believe that Rachel is being attacked by random people on the internet. On the 19th, she posted, I got a horrific email not that long ago, spitting and swearing and angered over my evil, sinful stickers. I figured it may have been something a little more controversial, like my DJT is a PDF file sticker, or F me like the government does. Nope, it is this sticker. I think I need to buy some designs with Baffy the Baphomet. I have access to a Care Bear version too. Maybe then their reactions would be 3% valid. And the sticker was just marriage equality is for all. So again, kind of, I don't know, touching on some pretty like currently relevant topics, which obviously like that's how you get sales on your stickers, by latching on to things that are like in the common sphere of conversation, but just kind of feels convenient. On the 20th, there was another email from fyourmentalillness@stupidslut.net. Oh, boohoo, you were in the hospital. Wow, such a hero. Everyone's got problems. You're not special. Maybe if you spent half as much time working as you do posting about your feelings, you'd actually contribute something. You think people owe you money for drawing stickers? LMAO, must be nice living in your little make-believe world where mental health is a full-time job. Try waking up before noon, getting a real job, and maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have to cry online. And two, like, if she's making these posts on Threads, why are people going to her website, navigating to a contact form, filling out all of these fields, when most likely they probably also have an anonymous Threads account that they could just also put this comment. Okay. And then all the emojis. So I guess visually pretty different than the other ones, but sounds the same, really. So you might be wondering, what is the relevance of all this? Well, a fellow sticker creator called out Rachel Doodles and More for faking all of these emails. Specifically, a long chain of emails from one person called Michelle. Those other emails were from a variety of people, but the most recent example of emails that Rachel posted were all supposedly from someone named Michelle using the same email address. So all of this started around 6 days from me recording this, which is Tuesday. Grumpy made this post saying, I need to stop comparing myself to other creators, the ones with more followers, more likes, more sales. Social media can feel like the ultimate popularity contest, and somewhere along the way, it tricks you into thinking worth is measured in numbers. But I didn't start this because I wanted to win the algorithm. I started it because creating makes me feel alive, because turning chaos into art has always been my way of surviving it. I'm proud of what I've built even when it's quiet. This was then shortly after followed with this post. Hey friends, small ask. Please don't tag me in Rachel's posts right now. She's awesome truly, but the imposter syndrome is loud today. We do similar things, but we're different creators, and sometimes comparison sneaks in where it doesn't belong. I'm proud of my work. I just need a little breathing room to stay focused on it. Thanks for understanding. And then you can see this comment that's opening the confused because they hadn't seen the rest of the drama that followed very shortly after this. So essentially what's happened here is that Grumpy had been sent a terrible email and posted about it. Guess who starts posting about nasty emails? Rachel. And so people are tagging Grumpy like, hey, oh my God, the same thing's happening to this person who creates stickers. What? And seeing Rachel's post get so much traction made Grumpy feel kind of grumpy. They did end up making a video, but summarized it here. Yeah, so if you don't want to watch the video, I'm making a post to cover all my bases. Today, I made the decision to block a creator from the sticker community, and this is why. First off, I want to say this is so awkward and weird, and I'm only posting about it because I know I'll get questions otherwise. Being a tiny creator on the internet is weird. There are like thousands of people here, and a lot of you popped up pretty quickly. I don't know how to be an influencer. I'm just some lady. I do not want to earn money from pity marketing. I want people to support me because they like my shit. I won't be posting screenshots and emails anymore because we get it. MAGA hates people like me. So be it. I know I'm clever with marketing. You love the coupon codes, which is cool because, yeah, they are fun to make, but also it's so very exhausting. Instead of putting the focus on these buttheads, I'm going to be selfish and put the spotlight on me. I'm sorry if anything comes off as callous and unkind, just trying to info dump and shit. I'm trying to be the bigger person here, and I don't want to get into the details, but I'm kind of hurting right now if I'm being honest. When I first got into this in the summer, I shared my experiences with my MAGA dad and being a survivor of domestic violence. Y'all really connected with it, but I also know it gained traction because y'all love tea and are nosy, because same. I started gaining followers, which was great, and I finally got on the map, got sales. After a year of grinding and being unemployed and on Snap and poor, my husband was laid off too. Anyway, I kept at it. I tried to follow everyone back because I think it's important to feel like this is a two-way relationship, you know? Like, I don't want to just sell you shit. I want to be your friend too. But then Threads started getting mad at me, and that like turned into a whole other can of worms. But alas, I digress. I could not figure out what this meant. I think from her other post, I'm assuming this is implying that like she was kind of like shadow banned, sort of. But because I wasn't able to find anything like she said something controversial, so Threads got mad at her. But alas, I digress. I made my weird little niche hole on the internet with my stories and my voice. I actually do enjoy writing, and here we are. But there are consequences to finding your footing on the internet. People start to mimic you, which yes, I understand, and it's super flattering, but at the same time, I worked hard for this niche hole on the internet. I worked hard for it. Find your own, you know? I'm not naive enough to think that people will listen to me when I say this, like it's the internet, y'all are wild. But I just guess I thought people would respect my genuine lived-in experiences. Sure, some will say that's what you get for making yourself public, but like, ooh, shut up, I know. But also, it's still a messed up thing to do. Again, I digress. I'm just frustrated. I'm a human. I'm frustrated because when I asked for space, I received a text message from the creator, literally humble bragging about their notifications blowing up and how they will have no free time now. And then, without a thought in the world, maybe they did think about it, IDK, they hopped on my status and bragged about buying items from me, which personally felt like pity and degrading and icky, and I hated it. That's not a friend. That's targeting someone when they're down. That's building yourself up by standing on the backs of others. So, I mean, I get what she's saying, someone just kind of rubbing it in your face and then making themselves look good in public, but like, you know that their intention is just to continue rubbing it in your face. That's just mean. And I'm saying this as the owner of Grumpy Greetings Co. They continued on a separate thread. I promise not to fake it and be real with you guys, even when I'm a train wreck. I tried to play into it, to be kind and gracious and supportive, but being called the twin of someone I've never even met gets old. Being tagged in an ongoing saga that feels, let's be honest here, manufactured is exhausting. I only started receiving hate mail from MAGA like 2 days ago, and I'm guessing it has only continued because I stirred the pot. I've been open a year. I guess I said what everyone else is thinking out loud. It's controversial, more power to the creator, but enough is enough. I'm tired of all this. I'm a 35-year-old badass who made something from nothing. I come from nothing. I built up this life for me only. Stop trying to like take it. It's weird. I'm not telling you to not buy their stuff. You do what you want. However, I do ask if you wish to take the time, do your research. And this goes for any person hawking shit on the internet. And for the love of God, be kind, be humble, and set your boundaries. This business wasn't built out of luck or viral moments. It was built out of stubborn determination and the kind of grit that comes from refusing to give up when the world tells you to. I may not have $10,000 order days or a 50K following, but what I do have is something that can't be bought. Integrity. And that's worth more than any number on a dashboard. Please respect my peace. Please don't mention the creator. Please don't tag me in shit. Let me be my own person and let her be hers too. We can coexist without comparison. We can create without competition. But you can make money by being real and kind. That's the piece I'm choosing. So they didn't name names, but I think anyone in the sticker community knows who she's talking about from this. And then that led to the big reveal. So we can see Grumpy Greetings Co. here posted. The math ain't mathin', but the numbers sure are. And you can see there are 2 screenshots. The first is the AOL page when you know, for like 2-factor identification, when you have to get a text message or an email to a different account with a code. That's what this is. So she entered the email that Michelle was using, no money for woke businesses. And with the 2-factor identification, it said text message and provided the last 2 digits. She went on to select that method and it gave her the last 4 digits, which, according to this redacted screenshot, where she was talking to Rachel and asked Rachel for her phone number, the last 4 digits match. So a lot of people are kind of like iffy about this evidence in particular because her AOL automatically censored the phone number and hiding the end of the email. Like they could have just made a similar looking email, that first half, what have you. So at this point, a lot of people did not believe Grumpy Greetings Co. JDG Hayes was kind of laughing though in the comments because they had posted on one of Rachel's hater emails, "I'm sorry, but I don't believe any of this is real. LMAO. Genius marketing though." And Rachel liked the comment. So people were kind of like, you're joking at this point. Some people were wondering why Grumpy Greetings is the person to call out Rachel. And Adalon said, "From what I can gather, Grumpy had actually gotten one hateful email a week or so previously and posted about it. Then Rachel suddenly got one too, and it was much more over the top. So people who follow both were tagging Grumpy like, hey, did you see this happen to another person?" But then it spiraled. Wildwood and Ivy also added, she kept getting pulled into it and tagged, and I think Grumpy actually received a harassing email, but a lot of people were questioning the emails R was receiving because it was so insane. Rachel has also called for Grumpy's accounts to get reported. What may you ask? So after Grumpy posted that AOL evidence, Rachel Aid went to the VIP sticker Facebook group that they run and said the following in the Doodles and Sketches VIP group. So this is a different Rachel, but also a Rachel, which kind of added to the confusion. Important, please read. Rachel is going through a lot right now. She has surpassed her entire month of October sales in just 5 days. She has a lot of orders to go through and will probably be pausing the website for a short time. Additionally, there's some other drama, only semi-Michelle related, on Threads. If you can please report Grumpy Greetings Co. on Threads. She is claiming that Rachel has harassed her to the point that she felt she needed to block her. This is untrue. Rachel only placed an order with her and chatted with her about the Michelle saga. It is now Liana that is encouraging people to harass Rachel, and Rachel is now in a very poor mental state. Rachel is asking that you please not comment/engage with her comments, but please report anything that is encouraging people to harass or dox Rachel. We just want to bring her some peace, and starting more drama in Liana's comments will only make it worse. Right? So at this point, when they were calling for Liana, Grumpy Greetings, to be reported, Grumpy Greetings had these posts up. It wasn't about canceling, it was about clarity. There's a difference between stirring up drama and standing up for what's right. When people are exchanging money, when customers are getting pulled into something under false pretenses, that matters. Transparency matters. Because of this whole Michelle drama, Rachel got over $10,000 in sales, apparently according to her. That might be faked, but a lot of people in the comments of all these email posts were saying, I bought stickers from you in support, don't let the haters get you down, etc. So looking at the comments, you can believe definitely she at least had an uptick in traffic, if not $10,000 worth. Grumpy also posted, please don't harass her. I'm sure she's getting slammed right now. If you're a gremlin, be chill. Let her process this and hopefully hold herself accountable. If you get a shipping notification tomorrow from me, I'm sorry to report it is a lie. LOL. I pre-print shipping labels and I thought I would be working today, but today has been, well, shit. So yeah, I'll work tomorrow. And again, I always appreciate your business and understanding. So ever since Grumpy posted that AOL evidence and said, hey, I think Rachel's lying, Rachel's followers have been storming Grumpy's comment sections and telling her that she's a dirty liar who lies and is just jealous of Rachel. Pretty crazy. She did make another post saying the call was coming from inside the inbox, and no, I'm not going to dox her by posting her number. So this was a less censored screenshot proving that it was from Rachel, Doodles, and more. But again, with the phone numbers censored, Obviously, a lot of people still didn't like this evidence because you can fake text message screenshots online, unfortunately. Or I guess this would have been Instagram. So since a lot of people were confused on the background context of this whole situation, Grumpy did post a very long thread explaining everything that happened. Hello, threads. I'm here to explain things to you like you're 5. I'm going to try and be as clear as possible, okay? That's a little condescending, but today I did something anyone could easily do. I went to AOL.com, I copied the email and pasted it into the username box and clicked next. Anyone could have done this. Quite frankly, I was surprised no one had. Now, I've had my suspicions for a while because I've previously caught her posting something sketchy. Clicking next was a risk because I'm like, OMG, what if the email didn't exist? And like, OMG, what if I was wrong the whole time and she's just genuine? That was not the case. When I hit next, it brought me to a verification screen, something new I didn't even know existed within the capabilities of America Online. The first digit matched the beginning of Doodle's number, and I was like, F, dude, no way. I scrambled for my phone. Could it be? Was it this easy? Did the last visible numbers match? Those are the last 2 numbers of her number. Effing what? I proceeded to crash out of my bed while I frantically began texting friends. I crashed out so loudly, Mr. Grumpy came running up the stairs, ready to punch an intruder. I tried posting a screen cap, but Threads won't let me post any because I'm being mass reported. I started filling. My fingers were moving frantically on my keyboard. This was damning. This was fucking infuriating. I was on the brink. Insert a friend here who kindly told me to calm down and wait. I had another friend start screaming at me for the last 4 digits of her number. The sense of urgency threw me, a woman with chronic anxiety. It wasn't until after I gave her the last 4 digits of the number that I understood. There was a way to prove this even more than I already had. I was crashing out so hard, I overlooked it. My friend entered the last 4 digits of her phone number and the verification code sent. We collectively freaked out. What are the odds that 5 digits out of that masked number matched her number exactly? And that the last 4 digits were actually confirmed and sent the verification method. So I failed math. If anyone would like to actually post the odds, I'm curious. So I'm chaotic good and decided to post the redacted receipts because there's real money involved and this is shitty and people needed to know. I redacted private information because, bro, I'm not going to dox someone. Before I released the info, I refunded her order because it was the right thing to do. So this is the order that Rachel placed with Grumpy. I posted the receipts. And then I panicked and spiraled for like 20 minutes because I kid about being the villain, but really I don't want to be. I just want to be the good guy. Chaotic good. I began to receive an influx of messages and comments shortly after. A lot of people saying, no shit, and OMG, I believed her. It's been a mixed bag, really. It's been a mixed bag, really. The thread started getting weird, but I just posted a follow-up saying not to harass her because, like, yeah, she effed up, but she's a human and we make mistakes, and yeah, that was a big one, but also she's clearly going through something and she needs to process and learn from this. Then all y'all went crazy because we were bored and living in a fever dream. Or Donald Trump's president and people are getting kidnapped. So I went to email and I had a notification from Rachel. At 8:59 p.m., she requested a refund for the order and a message from me once it was processed. It had already sent it automatically. I'm a paranoid person. I just resent the auto email. I did not engage, nor will I. Now, here's the thing. If I were her and I was not lying, I would do something simple. Did you know IPs are tucked away into email headers? I would screen record, navigate to the header of the email from Michelle, and display the IP address of where it originated. Usually the IP address is listed there, and I would do this with full visibility of my own IP address on the screen for transparency. Doodlebug is now waging war on this account by sending her fans after me. There's an active campaign against my small business to be taken down because I'm harassing her. I'm not harassing anyone. I've been very clear in my messaging not to engage, just to follow her and do what you want with the information. And now I rest, but not before my closing commercial. And then she goes on to say that she's raising money for Feeding America, and they've hit over $1,000. She made a follow-up post 2 days later saying, I'm so sorry if exposing the truth has made people question the integrity of small businesses as a whole. That was not my intention. I know what it's like to be poor, to be an empath and poor, to give money you don't really have just because you want to help someone who's struggling. I just wanted to warn people. Not every small business is a doodlehead. Most of us are just trying our best with what little we've got. Please keep supporting BIPOC and queer businesses. Now I'm clocking out. So at this point, Rachel's followers were still harassing poor Grumpy. So a day after all of these accusations came out, Grumpy posted, I got an apology this morning, and listen, I appreciate it, I really do, but the damage is already done. Not just to me, but to other small business owners who got dragged into this mess, who've now been labeled as untrustworthy because of someone else's fear and confusion. I've been accused of conspiring with a person I barely know. My name, my business, my integrity, all questioned. Which is true. A lot of people are now thinking that Rachel and Grumpy are the same person, and this is all another marketing thing. And so here we can see the email from Rachel that says, apology and accountability. Hi, Leanna. I wanted to sincerely apologize for my actions this week and the harm they caused you. When I asked my assistant, Rachel H., to have my VIP members report comments that might have been encouraging doxing or harassment, I was acting out of fear and confusion. I was blocked from seeing the interactions and mistakenly assumed that personal information was being shared. That assumption was wrong, and I take full responsibility for the impact it had. I also recognize that my own hurt led me to misinterpret your posts and see them as attacks instead of expressions of your feelings. That reaction caused more harm, and I'm sorry for that. You didn't deserve to be put in that position, and I regret my part in escalating things instead of handling them privately and calmly. I've committed to learning from this, repairing what I can, and making sure my actions going forward don't perpetuate further harm. I respect you and your work, and I'm truly sorry for how this unfolded. Do peace and healing from all of this, too. So not only was Grumpy's business impacted, but pretty much anyone with the name Doodles who makes stickers on Threads was also getting caught in the crosshairs. It's Laura Doodles had to post a PSA. I am not the sticker lady. I am a sticker lady, but not the sticker lady. I actually do my own doodles, y'all. I swear. And, you know, a lot of the comments were really supportive. We have Plum Jenny here saying, oh, I'm so sorry this is happening. I was actually friends with Rachel W. So Rachel, the doodle person. She's nobody named Laura. I'm writing an exhaustive expose on Substack about it and will gladly list you in the collateral damage / unfair guilt by non-existent association list because unfortunately you're not the only one. And it's not all mistaken identity. People thought the Sherlock page had something to do with it just because she compared herself to them, investing her own self-mythologized mystery. So the Sherlock thing is in reference to a post she made on October 9th where she said, secretly, I want to be the next Sherlocked. And then she reposted it on November 5th and said, well, this aged well, don't you think? Right. So the day after Grumpy made the post and Rachel's Facebook group put out the message to start reporting Grumpy, Rachel did end up coming forward and admitting it was all fake. She said, I'm sorry, I effed up. The whole Michelle thing got bigger than I ever imagined. What started as a silly response to an actual troll form turned into something that I thought would be a silly marketing opportunity. Silly? You're talking about someone harassing you repeatedly over weeks. Okay. Then when the interactions went viral, I saw it as an opportunity to chip away at debt before Christmas. But I also know some people felt misled and lied to. I'm genuinely sorry. Felt misled and lied to? They were misled and lied to. What do you mean? I'm not a scammer. Product was ordered and this was an employee to take money and run. If you have concerns about your order, please reply to your order email. I will not be handling order information from Threads. The support from so many of you through all of this means the world. Thank you for giving grace to a human just trying her best. I hope I can give all of you the opportunity to rebuild that trust moving forward. Okay. And then she specifies that Rachel H was a different Rachel, not her. However, people still weren't happy because immediately after that apology, Rachel locked down her website so people couldn't even go and try and cancel their order or submit to her directly through that system. And this was quickly followed by a post from Mr. Doodles, so Rachel's husband. If your mission is to cause Rachel grave emotional harm, then congratulations, mission accomplished. We are also very much aware of the harm caused to Rachel's friends and core community. Please consider that none of her defenders have done anything to deserve harassment. They are among the most hurt by this whole situation. Call Mr. Doodles fake or another contrivance, believe what you will, but please consider that real people are being really hurt. I think, okay, I don't know. She basically is trying to like gaslight people that she didn't actually lie to them. Like, I'm sorry you felt misled, but I didn't mislead you is the implication there. This was quickly followed by Chromatose Art coming forward and saying, hi, I'm Rachel's in-office assistant. How does she have an in-office assistant and a PA if she is so deeply in debt, struggling alone to run this business? I don't know. Kind of suspicious. But they said, hi, I'm Rachel's in-office assistant. I cannot speak for her, nor am I around her 24/7, so I can't really prove or disprove anything about this. But I can speak on a few things. I was in the room with her when she checked her email and then spam and came across the latest email. She wasn't sure what to do or how to respond to it and debated even sharing it for quite some time, going back and forth about it. I read the email and thought there was something weird and off about it. And I did mention that it felt fake and like someone was really messing with her. The evidence shown here with the phone number doesn't look good in her favor, admittedly. However, I do also know she has a MAGA cousin that has been going out of his way to harass and has been suspected by the family of being behind some of this stuff. I'd say there's a non-zero chance he used her phone number for this. Other than that, I can't offer anything more than a character statement. Really? Her cousin has executed some sort of master plan to have her ruined on Threads? Like, yeah, I can see this, you know, as a thing for him to just send hate messages to her anonymously. Like, okay. But the implication that he's following her Threads and knew she would start posting about the emails enough for him to then do what? Hint to Grumpy to look at the email thing? Or is he Grumpy? Like, Grumpy posts videos. Clearly, she's a woman with a husband in her videos talking about sticker stuff. So it's like, I would be hard pressed to believe that somehow secretly it's this male MAGA cousin orchestrating this. Maybe the cousin's the husband. You know, I don't know. Chromatose art continues. Rachel's an incredibly kind and thoughtful person. She really is as overwhelmed as she says that she is. And I have never seen her quite as frazzled as she was today with everything that's happening. She's doing the very best that she can. And all I can say is I've seen that firsthand. I do not think that she made these emails up herself, but I do think that it's possible that someone else has and has set this up to make her look bad based on harassments that she's had. I don't know. I just feel like the type of person to send such like over the top hate mail is also somehow planning this like long-term revenge scenario that hinges a lot on other people noticing something's fishy and uncovering these details. You know, in another comment, she did say so Rachel plans to fill all the orders she's getting. She's overwhelmed by the number of orders, as am I. We are two disabled people in a basement who both struggle with low energy levels. The amount of orders is overwhelming for both of us, and she's more concerned about actually getting everyone their orders within her promised window when this is the volume we've never seen or experienced before. I don't know. A lot of people think that pages like that are anonymous without a face, but then posting repeatedly in support of Rachel are actually mule accounts by Rachel or puppet accounts to like argue for her without her arguing about it. I don't know. Some of the customers have reached out asking for their orders to be canceled over email. Rachel responded, "Hi, Victoria. I completely understand your decision, and I want to sincerely apologize for how the Michelle situation unfolded. It started as a social experiment that grew far beyond what I intended, and I recognize it caused confusion and frustration. That was never my goal, and I take full responsibility. I'm processing refunds as quickly as possible. You don't need to do anything else on your end. Please allow 3 to 5 business days for it to reflect on your account, though it may take a bit longer depending on your bank or payment method. I truly appreciate the time and trust you gave my small business. Even if this experience changed your mind about ordering again, I hope you know I'm genuinely sorry for how this played out, and I'm doing everything I can to make it right." So at this point, I feel like, yeah, okay. If it had ended here, I probably would have been like, this, clearly she's remorseful. Yeah, she did something really stupid. And I think she probably needs to examine some things that she's willing to scam people out of $10,000. Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, is lying great in any scenario? No. But when there's a financial aspect to it, that I think just really makes it worse, especially targeting these, I don't want to say marginalized, but like you're targeting people supposedly with your same belief system who are very vocal about some of like the injustices going on now. So it's like you're basically tricking people into using their money to support you because you're being damaged by stuff going on when they could actually be supporting people who really are being damaged by what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But it didn't end there. So this was all of this took place over like 3 days. Grumpy Greetings Co. did kind of make a joke. She did a coupon code called accountability, get a discount on her website, which a lot of people were turned off by this, but kind of funny, the clown. However, Rachel then continued to make choices. Like if she had stepped off the internet at this point, I think it would have washed over eventually. But now we can see the Real Dawson 83 posted a screenshot from Rachel's Threads profile. Real stories sometimes told as parody. So should we take what she did as parody and not seriously? So we should just ignore the fact you made fake emails of someone harassing you, posted them, made people feel sorry for you, scamming them into buying your shitty stickers? We have the screenshots. If you decide to open your comments again, we will warn customers not to buy from you. So you can see most of this is the same as it was previously. The she, her by ADHD Spoonie. But this bottom part, real stories sometimes told as parody, never to mock, always to relate. Because she went through her profile, turned off comments for any of the posts after the last Michelle email, and also deleted any of her posts apologizing or addressing the situation. So if you looked at her page, you wouldn't know the situation has happened at all. So after people started sharing that she deleted the comments and changed her header, Rachel made this post. What I do or don't do will never be good enough for some. And if that's you, read. I see you trying to interpret my parody and storytelling bio adjustments as reflections of my old post. They're not. My apologies were made publicly, privately, and sincerely. Those posts, plus every post I've ever made anywhere, have since been dissected, analyzed, and turned into think pieces by complete strangers who have no shortage of unqualified opinions about what I said or didn't say. Moving forward, the direction of this account is changing. Removing my old post doesn't change the narrative. It means I'm done leaving the post out for you to pick apart. But they already have the screenshots, honey. They're already out there. I don't think they were made publicly and sincerely if you go ahead and dirty delete them. And she continues, moving forward, the direction of this account is changing. Removing my old post doesn't change the narrative. It means I'm done leaving the post for you to pick apart. The people who choose to have real conversations with me privately know where my heart is. You can be disappointed and walk away. That's reasonable. The rest will believe what they want. And I will not tolerate toxicity. Now I have to trust that what I do and who I am is enough, no matter who disagrees. Yes, this has been discussed in therapy in present. I'm owning it and I'm doing the work, whether you believe it or not. What's wild is watching people profit off of condemning me. I'm experiencing harassment and bullying from real people. My story's public, and so are the lies and harassment that have followed. I see it, I'm aware, and it's being documented appropriately. Okay, so now she's threatening people. What? People calling you out for lying and scamming money from people and asking for refunds isn't toxicity. Yeah, do I think any other comments really should have been directed her way? Like, probably not. Like, I understand where she's coming from in that regard, but people, I don't know. Like, you took money from people. And, you know, all her other posts are just about how she's shipping stuff, trying to prove that she didn't order these stickers off of Temu. Okay. Going to therapy and then packing orders. The thing is, I do this to myself. You did. Yeah. I saw I was called a doodlehead. I guess it's entertaining. Rated 8 out of 10. And then she reposted this post from August where she just says, I'm human. I'm going to mess up. Like, yeah. And then this post, if anyone who chooses to defend me is harassing people, please stop doing this immediately. I do not support or condone this behavior. This is my own responsibility and I can fight my own battles. A lot of people were upset by the discovery that she also doesn't make the sticker, like she doesn't design the stickers herself. Drimsy Studio shared a screenshot from her listings. Does she not even draw the stickers? This is all on her sticker listings. I'm confused. I thought she was an artist. What does this mean? Because there's a copyright notice. I do not sell or claim ownership of the characters or graphics. All images belong to their respective copyright and trademark holders. So I think this is just to cover her because she's not licensed to sell any of the IP that she's taken, which I guess is neither here nor there. A lot of these sites, the person who runs it don't actually make the art. I do kind of think that defeats the purpose, but lots of people do it. Whatever. There's not really a problem with that. But then, you know, we already know that Rachel ordered from Grumpy and then canceled the order. Grumpy canceled it, then Rachel canceled it, and then Grumpy had to confirm that she already canceled it. And some other people that Rachel bought from had to come forward because it just keeps getting worse. We have here Fable and Flame Co. posted, oh my god, so Rachel ordered stickers from me a few months ago and just left me a bunch of 2-star reviews because I called her out on Threads. LMFAO, this is a new low even for her. It tanked my Etsy reviews rating too. And on top of that, Rachel accused Fable and Flame of using AI. The audacity to call my art AI is stunning. What the F? So we can see this first screenshot is an order from October 13th. So not actually months ago, but it delivered October 30th, and it was a Save DOE glossy vinyl sticker, and then Invisible Illness tarot card sticker, Chronic Pain. To Rachel W. But good. Backing was hard to remove. But then she doesn't include a photo of the sticker she received, which I don't know. I usually ignore reviews that don't have photos of the problems. So it's kind of like, okay. And then for the other sticker, she wrote poorly made, ripped easily when trying to readjust positioning. Looks like AI. Readjust positioning. So like you put the sticker on something and then try taking it off. That's the whole problem with stickers. This is why I don't like them, really. Okay. And then there are the reviews for the 2 other stickers. Poorly made and grainy quality, would not chop again, shipping was okay. Material isn't very good and wasn't impressed with the stickers. Appearance was blurry and grainy, will not shop with this company again. Okay. Multiple sticker people have come out saying that they're now being review bombed by Rachel, which I don't know. And now there's this like whole conversation going on Threads about how all these white women are jumping to defend Rachel because she's a white person. But if it had been a POC, like none of this would have happened. Kind of tying back to like the vanilla bean scandal from a while back. This woman posted a picture of a bundle of vanilla bean and was talking about how her neighbor gave her a gallon bag to put it in. And people were like, you can't put that much vanilla in a gallon bag. And then they reverse image searched it for some reason. And it was a stock image of vanilla beans, which I can get why people would be upset by that. Because once at our old base, 2 French bulldogs got out. And someone posted saying, hey, I found 2 French bulldogs. Send me a photo so I can confirm they're your dogs. Because it's like a designer breed, right? Well, a lot of people would lie to try and get French bulldogs. And then someone 5 minutes later posted a stock photo of French bulldogs. My 2 dogs got out, and everyone was like, why would we believe you? Why would we believe you? Like, that's a stock image. That doesn't prove that these dogs are yours. And then 12 hours later, they came back and they're like, I was just so upset my dogs got out. I didn't have time to get a photo of them. And no one believed them, but they did end up posting actual photos of the real dogs. And so the guy was like, yeah, those are the dogs that I have. And they got their dogs back. But it was like, why are you posting a fake photo of your dog? And then being upset people. But with the vanilla beans, it's like, really, what was the harm? Like, there was no, she wasn't lying about anything that mattered. Like, anyways, she ended up posting a real photo of vanilla beans, and she happened to have a book she wrote in the background to like prove this is a real photo of my vanilla beans. And you know that because here's my book in the back. And she was getting so many comments and likes and stuff on this post that like, yeah, everyone uses it as a self-advertisement opportunity. So then everyone's like, oh my God, she faked this engagement to get people to buy her book and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I definitely get it. The vanilla bean overreaction was just like way over the top compared to this person actually scamming people out of money. But I kind of agree. I'm surprised anybody's defending this. Yeah. As of filming, her website is still locked, so you can't peruse any of her products, but shake my head. While I don't think she dealt with the situation particularly well at any point, there was definitely a line where if she had stopped before that, she probably could have redeemed herself. And now it's just spiraling more out of control with review bombs, lying about the purpose of her account, and then deleting any of her apologies. Like, why'd you have to delete her apologies? I mean, I get it. I imagine if the purchases started rolling in after that first fake email, I can see like why she would have been compelled to continue making them. But it doesn't seem like, at least from me perusing the situation, it does look like it took a few of the fake emails before things really started rolling. So like, I kind of feel like that changes the context. Like your, you know, long-term planning of a lie versus being swept away by a joke lie and then just snowballing into lots of bigger lies. But I feel like maybe she dug herself into like a financial hole with this, which is why she was being so like evasive about the refunds and like not responding to people's emails and obfuscating the website and stuff. Because if she got all these orders and then ordered product, like she said, I ordered stuff, it's coming in. Oh, I thought you were printing all your stickers. A lot of some of the product was also K-pop Demon Hunter blankets. So I'm guessing that's what she ordered. But so it's like she can't just refund everyone because she already spent all this money on product from selling the product. So she'd be in the negative. She just refunded everybody. But I feel like it would have earned her more public grace if she had been really straightforward. Like, if you want a refund, here's how you do it. I will grant it. But she kind of email me because I'm not talking to you here, and then didn't respond to emails really. Like a few people were like, I got a response, but a lot of people are like, she never responded to me. What do I do? And people are saying, do a chargeback, and which, you know, is especially damaging to a business. But I have to say, this is probably one of the craziest grifts that's gone on this year. Well, if that is all for now, I will see you next time.